Hello and welcome to another installment of my Inspired by Disney interview series, where we take a look at Disney fans across the globe and discover the many ways that Disney has made an impact on their daily lives. I'm Thomas Fusilli, and I'm super excited to have Nikki Reining with me today. Nikki is a lifelong time Disney fan, as most of us are. She's a former cultural representative at Epcot and a current cast member at the Disney Store. She's having a meteoric rise on Instagram, largely due to her recent Star Wars and Marvel edits. More importantly, when you do follow her, you will immediately feel her genuineness and see her genius in her posts. Nikki, thank you for joining me.
That was so nice.
Oh, well,
thank you.
You're welcome. But it's true. It's all true. And before we even get any further in this, congratulations on your engagement.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
That's so cool. Cinderella's Castle.
It was, yes. Yes.
And it was your fiance's first time at the Magic Kingdom?
Yeah. Yeah. It was his first time in Disney, like at all. Like he's never been, period. So it was like really, it made it really special, I think. So he'll be more inclined to go back now.
So what did he think about it? What were his thoughts?
He actually really enjoyed it. So his thing is because like he's like a socially anxious person, as a lot of us are. And Disney is a very crowded, touchy place. Like you're on the best of days, you're packed in with people like sardines. And he was like very like, oh no, like I'm not gonna like it, but you love this place so much. I don't want to ruin that for you. So he was like, I have to come visit you. I'm gonna come down there. I'm gonna do it. And he actually really enjoyed it. He really enjoyed himself. Animal Kingdom was his favorite park because he loves like nature, hiking, animals. So that was like totally up his alley. I'm surprised he didn't do it there. He mentioned a few times, he's like, oh, I was going to do it at this point. I was going to do it at this point. And it's funny because we had friends come with us. They came down and visited me while I was there. And there's a few pictures that they snapped that you can see his hand in his pocket on the ring box. And he's like, I was going to do it then. I was going to do it then. And he's like, and I just couldn't. And I was like, but you picked the perfect moment. And no matter when he did it, it was going to be perfect. So,
but right in front of that castle, though, I mean,
iconic.
So good. So while you were at Magic Kingdom, did you bring him to the Country Bear Jamboree?
Of course, it's his new favorite. He did not have a choice in the matter.
Okay, I was going to ask if he liked it or not, and he liked it. That's good. I have childhood stories and memories of Country Bear Jamboree, and I must say, when I was younger, I did not enjoy it. My brother and I typically laughed, and Mom would kick us out and say, "Go wait for us when we're done." Brought my kids back, and now I can see the engagement. I can see why there's some nostalgia there.
I love those bears, man. I love them.
Do you have a favorite?
It's definitely between Big Al and Henry. I think if Henry had like a costume character that walked around like Big Al and Liver Lips, then I would be inclined to like him more because it's like you can meet them. It's like a face-to-face thing. But I got to do the hoedown with Big Al, so I think he's a little bit more top tier than Henry.
Not Teddy Bear, not the one that comes down on the swing.
I love her. She's great. She's fabulous, but I got to go with my boys.
All right. Yeah, she's the one that got me kicked out, so I kind of have a grudge.
I get it. Totally fair.
It's so good. How long have you been going to Disney?
Wow. A long time. My parents used to go like all the time when they were in their like late teens and into their, well, I guess not teens because it wouldn't have been open yet. So like more into like when they were young adults, they used to go. They have like stories and like some of the pictures that they had. Like my mom has a picture with a dream finder because I guess he used to meet with Figment, which is incredible. So they've been going forever. So then they took us. I think my first trip there was when I was maybe 6 or 7. And then it was kind of like an every other year thing. But then we got really, really busy with school and we did karate for a really long time. So we got really busy with that. So we just didn't have time. So before I went down to do my CRP in 2019, I don't think I'd been since maybe 2013.
Oh, wow. But Can you think of a moment, like, was there a moment when you just fell in love with it, when you knew, like, this is just the thing that I just am enamored by, like, that I'm passionate about?
I mean, definitely for a long time, because like we grew up on it. I grew up on it. I grew up going to the Disney store, the iconic pink and green stores where that's like my Disney store. If I wasn't working there, I'd be like, uh, don't tell them that though. Geez. There was a moment where I knew that I wanted to work there. And I wanted to kind of create the magic that they did. On one of our maybe second last trips, we were in Festival of the Lion King, and you know how they like pick audience members to be like the giraffe, the elephant. So my dad, he's like a super, super tall guy, like he's 6'7", so he sticks out, and he got pulled to be an elephant. And just seeing him do that, and like he's a huge guy, and he was like in his 40s at the time, and I was like, this big guy is up there like smiling like from cheek to cheek, and he's an adult. I was like, I want to make that happen for somebody. And like even seeing like everybody like around, when you go to Disney, you see the magic, you see the cast members creating those moments, and I was like, oh my god, I want to do that. I want to make somebody super happy like that. I want to make somebody smile. So
And
I think it probably stemmed.
And you did end up doing that, right? You did that for a year, right? From 2019 to 2020, being a cultural representative for the Canada Pavilion, right?
Yeah.
As a beautiful flag, by the way. Just want to point that out. Very nice.
Of
course. That love carried with you, right? And that willingness to help other people and get them to have that same experience. What did you gain most from your time in the pavilion?
Friendships that will literally last a lifetime. Like I have some of the friends that I've made down there, well, majority of them, I will carry them with me, and they're my closest friends now. Like being in a program like that is on a whole nother level of friendship, because you're with each other almost 24/7. Like you go to bed and then you wake up and poof, there they are again. And those are the people you stay with because you work together, you go to the parks together. But it's like, that's not even an issue because all of us are so like same-minded that we're all really similar. And that is definitely what I got out of the pavilion. I mean, memories to last a lifetime, honestly.
Would you say that Disney means more than just friendship at this point? Like, does Disney mean more to you than just that collection of things?
Definitely. Disney is like, I mean, it's basically taken over my life. Not necessarily in a bad way. I mean, it's like my Instagram now. It's all my friends, my family, my work life. But I mean, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, when I came to find you on Instagram, when I was searching for people to follow because I'm new to this whole Disneyverse thing, your Star Wars edits came up pretty quick in my feed, and I'm sitting there going, these are amazing. These Star Wars creations with you and your interpretations of views of where you see yourself in this stratosphere, and then you add in Marvel into that, and you added so much to it. I'm very impressed with both how you can do Photoshop because I don't understand it, and just where the ideas come from. So I needed to ask you, like, where do the inspirations for these things come from? Where do you get the ideas?
When I know, I'll tell you, because half the time it's like I don't plan these things. They kind of just come to me out of nowhere, or I'll be looking through because I should start from the beginning. So basically where it came from is I was like, oh no, I don't know how I'm going to keep up with the rest of these like people in the Disney community because I'm running out of content is basically what it came down to. It's like I had a full year down in Florida and I didn't really see a growth in my feed until after I came back. So I was like, oh no, if I want to do this and if I want to keep up with some of the people who are on this platform, then I'm going to have to take some of my old content, re-edit it, and like just see what I can do with it. So The first one I ever did, I think it was just like the Millennium Falcon. And then I think I put some stars in the sky or something and maybe Chewie in the back of it. And I look back on that one now and I'm like, oh my God, I should have done this. He should be faded in the background a little bit. The stars should not be that bright. But it's definitely just me going through my album in my phone going, oh, I could probably do something with that one. And then so much trial and error. And then with the Marvel ones, there was a TikTok trend actually except it was like a video of people standing still and then the screen would fade down and they'd be like a Marvel character. And I was like, oh my God, I want to do that. But I suck at video editing. It's not my strong suit. So I was like, I have to flip this so that I can do it. And that's where those Marvel ones came from.
And how long would you say you spend on each of these? Like if you would put a timestamp on it?
It really depends on what my idea is. Like some of the Star Wars ones it could take me anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour. It just depends on if I have an idea in my head and if I know how to execute it. Like so many times the app has crashed. Like I do all of them on my phone. So many times the app has crashed and I've had to like completely restart and I'm like, oh, this is like an hour of work, but then I go back into it and I know exactly what I'm doing. So it takes me like 20 minutes. Those Marvel ones probably took me an hour and a half just because it was a lot of, figuring out which pose would fit what head. Cause a lot of the times like the head and the body are not the same picture. The background is not the same picture. So it's just figuring out what goes with what and then putting the filter on top of it.
I'm impressed when you said you did it all on your phone. That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
I assume that you had your whole photoshopping on your computer and you had it all mapped out and you were dealing with all of it. I never thought that you would do all those edits on your phone. That's even more impressive.
I have no idea how to use Photoshop. I mean, I could probably figure it out. But no, yeah, I do all of them on like 3 or 4 apps on my phone.
Okay, I'm speechless now. That's great. Okay, so
thank you.
Thank you for that. I didn't think that was going to happen ever. All right, so in your love, have you been watching WandaVision at all then?
Yes. Every single morning, every Friday. That is like my first thing I do. I get my coffee and I come upstairs and watch the new episode.
Okay, no spoilers. Okay, because we want to take care of our viewers. But do I have to watch Endgame before I start watching the series to understand a thing that's happening?
I would. I would just because, especially in some later episodes, you're like, oh, like there's little flashes of things. You're like, okay, this connects to that, which connects to this, which connects to that. So it would definitely make sense if you completed the MCU up to this point. Do I think you could watch it and still enjoy it though? Absolutely, I do.
Yeah, because we thought that was going to probably be the idea, and our kids are loving it too. Like they're loving the whole. We started it in chronological order.
Yes.
And I didn't realize there were so many.
Which one are you on?
We are on Age of Ultron, I think.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So either that one or a Winter Soldier. Not sure, but
yes,
we do it every Friday. Every Friday with our pizza and movie night.
That's so fun.
But we'll wait on WandaVision. No, that's fine. Well,
yeah, you can. I would definitely say you could wait on it. Wait until the end. Like nothing huge has happened yet, so you're fine.
Okay, I just want to speed up before everybody else starts just talking about it all day, every day.
Yes.
Well, as always. I also noticed that you are a huge fan of musicals.
I am.
Okay, so I'm finding that a lot of us have this fascination with musicals, but you posted or you wrote that you are a Hamilton fan.
I am. Mm-hmm.
Okay, where'd that start?
Okay, that's like not a funny story, but it's like an interesting story because I had heard of it and I was like, oh, I don't think that's really going to be my thing, which is. I don't know what I was thinking because I'm like such a huge history buff. Like I love history. I love everything about history. I think it's so fascinating. But we were at my fiance's family reunion, which is like, it was a huge thing, like families upon families upon families. And they did like a talent night and a bunch of the kids like all of them were at least under 8. They rapped the entire first opening number of Hamilton, and I was like, oh my God. And it's interesting because depending on the kid, I guess, depending on, well, history in general, you're like, a bunch of 8-year-olds are not going to be interested in a war, in the American Revolution, you know what I mean? So that kind of piqued my interest. I was like, oh, well, if it can keep their attention, like, it must be pretty great. So I listened to the entire soundtrack one summer because I was working at a greenhouse. So it's literally you're outside all day for 8 hours. So I was like, I might as well do something. Let's pop that on chronological order. Let's listen to this. Let's see what it's about. And it just stemmed from there.
Do you have a favorite song?
I mean, any of King George's songs are really great. Just because I think they're so funny, and Jonathan Groff just punches all those perfect notes. Anything Angelica sings, because her voice is incredible. And Lafayette as well. Daveed Diggs is out of this world. I'm gonna have to say Burn.
Okay. Yeah, I love the whole soundtrack. I love that the characters play multiple parts. The actors play multiple characters in this. I love Manuel Miranda's stuff in terms of his interpretation of everything. Still find something new every time I watch it. And like the bullet, like where like
yes,
what it's still, oh, it's so cool. And plus it's on Disney Plus now, so
I streamed it like the night it came out. I was like, I have to see it. I have to see it now.
Yeah, I
like,
don't have to watch the bootleg ones anymore.
I was gonna say I was really bad. Like a while back, I watched one of the bootlegs just because like I couldn't stand not visualizing what was happening. And it completely changes the game when you can visualize, because it's like not a musical that you would usually see, I guess. Like it's one stage, it's one scene. The rotating theater is mind-blowing. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was really incredibly done.
Just like everything else, I'm very super glad that Disney brought it into their catalog.
Yeah, I agree.
As always, Disney is just awesome. It's perfect. So we're cutting close to that end time here. What's next on the docket for Nikki Reining? What's next?
Back to work. I'm back to work finally, which is nice. It's going to be like the past couple I've personally been laid off since about a week before Christmas, just because that's when all the malls shut down. So I've been kind of going stir crazy. Like I've been keeping busy, but it's like repetitive every single day to day kind of thing. So I'm excited to add something different into my day now.
Are we going to see more Marvel stuff on Instagram?
If soon? I can think of what to do. Absolutely.
Hey, after this, we'll talk through it after this, and we'll see if we can get you some ideas.
That'd be great. I think my next row is going to be Star Wars, because I haven't done that in a while, and there you go. I feel like I'm straying too far away from my roots, so I have to get back to that.
Well, you're so good. I'm excited to see what you do next. So
thank you.
Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it so much, and I look forward to seeing what does come next.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. Take care. Until next time.